This exclusive footage of Duggar in jail, secured by our News Nation station in Arkansas. You can see Duggar there in the white jumpsuit. U.S. Marshals took Duggar into custody in Northwest Arkansas yesterday. He went to court today on charges dating back to 2019. Prosecutors say Duggar had images of children under the age of 12 being abused. He faces up to 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000 if convicted. He pleaded not guilty, and his attorneys say they'll aggressively defend him.
Prison officials told In Touch that all detainees have a chance to cool down, despite claims to the contrary that disgraced reality star Josh Duggar and his fellow inmates at FCI Seagoville are suffering in the midst of an extreme heat wave in Texas. According to a representative from the Federal Prisons Institute, the facility was built in the 1930s, and since then housing units and other buildings have been added. Not all of the accommodation facilities have air conditioning. However, there are TV and computer rooms in each housing unit that give offenders a chance to cool off, as those places are located inside the housing units without air conditioning. We've recently constructed homes with air conditioning throughout. The institution claims comes amid reports that inmates are passing out as temperatures reach more than 100 degrees in Dallas, Texas. Wow, that sounds brutal, doesn't it? But still want all the details about it? Don't worry, stay with us until the end and you'll get to know all the details. Hey everyone, welcome back to Topish. We have some exciting stories that are full of lip-smacking delicacies, so make sure to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. With that being said, let's begin. According to reports, the 35-year-old convicted sex offender and former 19 Kids and Counting star is being held at FCI Seagoville in Texas because there's no air conditioning, which is causing inmates to pass out. According to Counting on Spoilers, Josh Duggar is suffering in jail for another reason. The severe heat has had an effect on the prison's conditions, and his prison mates are passing out due to a shortage of air conditioning. Josh's family members are concerned about him. Record-breaking heat waves are occurring throughout Texas. A Seagoville-based source claims that the majority of the prisoner housing doesn't have air conditioning. Other family members claim to have heard of inmates collapsing. There was no air conditioning in several of the prisons, and recently there have been numerous days in Dallas, Texas with temperatures that are above 100 degrees. By next week, the temperature could reach 108 degrees, and at the prison, a generator is present, but it has overloaded. Texas is going through heat waves that are record-breaking. A relative of an inmate there were informed The Sun recently that the majority of Seagoville's jail buildings were devoid of air conditioning for the inmates. The past week saw highs in the 90s and even hundreds in Seagoville, and the area was under an excessive heat warning until last week. The Sun was informed by a spokesman for the Seagoville that it was accurate that some of the lodging at FCI Seagoville lacked air conditioning. With it, we do have some. The official stated that the units without AC, there are amenities within these units where inmates can sit in AC, as we have computer and TV areas that give them a chance to cool down. In order to circulate the air in those dwelling units, we also have fans. Convicts have access to ice in every dwelling. If Duggar has experienced any detrimental effects from the intense heat, it is unclear. Meanwhile, the Seagoville official told the Post that the institution does not comment on conditions of confinement for any incarcerated individual, and provided a statement describing usual conditions for those who are detained. Our first focus at FCI Seagoville is the welfare of our employees and the prisoners we care for. We are constantly attentive and on the lookout to maintain safe conditions. The statement claims that there haven't been any accidents or prisoner health problems because of fainting. Everyday supervisors on each of the 3 shifts check the temperature in the housing units. Access to fans or air conditioning as well as clean water is available to all of the offenders. If there are any concerns with the heat in the living units, staff offices, or program areas, the implemented steps will be carried out immediately. Many media sites have tried to make contact with the Duggar family in an effort to get a response. The Sun's inside source claims that the generators provide the air conditioning in Seagoville. The reason the electricity fluctuates is that the generator is overworked. However, they asserted that when it works, it's fantastic. Duggar was relocated to Seagoville in June 2022 following a 6-day trial in Arkansas in 2021, during which he was held responsible for receiving child pornography and having it on separate occasions. Duggar and his wife Anna had 7 children of their own before he was found guilty. The Amazon Prime Video documentary Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, that was released earlier this month revealed how Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar covered up their son's disturbing and illegal behavior for years before he was imprisoned. It's accurate to say that some of the lodging at FCI Seagoville lacks air conditioning. The U.S. Sun was informed by a Seagoville representative that we do have some with it. We offer offenders a chance to cool off in spaces without air conditioning by providing TV and computer rooms. Inmates are allowed to sit in the AC in those rooms, and we also have fans to help circulate the air in those housing units. Prisoners have access to ice in every living arrangement. They deny dealing with power-related issues affecting AC lately. There will always be problems because the prison wasn't built until the late 1930s. This happens after going for days without hot water. The inmates suffered greatly from the bitter cold. FCI Seagoville does not have hot water. It has previously been revealed what goes on inside prisons. The FCI Seagoville had its lack of hot water discovered several months ago. The generators may also be to blame for the hot water not working during the chilly winter months. The spoilers for Counting On suggest that Josh Duggar may have been dealing with miserable circumstances. One of the other issues is food rationing. In most cases, the food has passed its best before date. Prison inmates typically have a hunger problem, and some claim that the jail cells are overcrowded, although Josh is segregated from the other prisoners. Josh Duggar completed his period in the SHU. Josh Duggar hasn't handled being imprisoned well. He spent at least 4 days in the SHU Special Housing Unit, locked in his cell for 24 hours a day with only an hour of freedom each day. When he was arrested, he was found to be in possession of a cell phone that he'd been using to talk to his wife and perhaps his parents. Anna Duggar visits her spouse as frequently as she can and brings her children along. She claims that Jim Bob Duggar expelled her from the windowless structure on the Duggar compound because they had a disagreement. Josh and Anna's oldest kid, Mackenzie Duggar, is in Texas to visit the Spivies. It's probable that Anna is currently communicating with her sister Priscilla Waller. With assistance from the Spivies, her sister and brother-in-law, and the Spivies themselves, Anna may momentarily relocate to Texas. Last summer, they helped out with the kids as well. Josh's imprisonment makes it unknown from where Anna is getting her money, therefore the trip would cost less. Do other prisoners also suffer? Well, because of the heat and lack of air conditioning, prisoners are passing out. The most recent Duggar news is currently making headlines, and according to multiple recent stories, Josh Duggar has been fighting for survival in terrible circumstances. The detainees' families recently reported a source that their loved ones were passing out due to the extreme heat while the temperature was in the 90s and 100s. Furthermore, a Seagoville spokesperson confirmed that while some FCI housing units lack air conditioning, others do. However, the representative said that every housing unit had a few rooms with air conditioning. In areas with TVs and laptops, the inmates have had equal chance to unwind. On the other hand, he added that ice is accessible to and available to all of the prisoners. The person continued by saying that power outages had been a problem up until a few months ago. The state of the AC, however, appears to have remained unchanged as of right now. According to Monsters and Critics, the AC in the facility where Josh Duggar is currently staying has experienced various issues. The relatives of another prisoner provided this information to the publication. Breakthrough heat waves are occurring in Texas. The majority of Seagoville's jail buildings are devoid of air conditioning for the inmates. Convicts are reportedly collapsing, according to other family members. Over the past 2 weeks, Texas has had a heat index that set a record at 108. The prisoner added that they frequently receive food that's past its expiration date, particularly in the Dallas area where the institution is located. The terrible plumbing issues that jail guards have also experienced seem to go unaddressed. Other detainees reported, "We frequently get food that's gone bad. Simply put, they've always been at least a few weeks past their expiration date, and it looks like milk. Numerous goods that can't go that long without being outdated. Some are even alleged to have fainted from the heat and rotten food. Some people feel that treating these criminals in this way is wrong. Well, even Josh Duggar's own family has suffered as a result of his actions. His wife Anna has decided to support him even if other family members have not, and some people's religious beliefs and family structures have been abandoned as a result of Josh Duggar." That ends today's video. Please leave a comment below to let us know what you think will happen. Like and share this video to stay up to date on their progress, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Topish keeps you up to date on all the latest Hollywood celebrity news, drama, and gossip. Subscribe to our channel and check back for new videos and updates, and we'll see ya in the next video.